there, this is Mrs. Baxley. I want to help you today to see how to use the Stephen Murray worksheets and to have them mean the most for you. Now, most of the time we look at students and they get this worksheet and they look at the front page and they think, whoa, this is lots of words. This is crazy. This is just too much stuff. And so they decide, you know what? I could go straight to the back page and figure out how to do that. I don't need to look at all of this stuff. It just looks like a mess. But you know what? Every single part of this is a way to help you to understand the content. So here are a couple hints. One is, if this is just too overwhelming to look at, cover part of it up with a sheet of paper. What I'm going to do instead of that is I'm just going to zoom in on the first part. Next, take that part and read it, but as you're reading it, use some colored pencils, use some highlighters, use something to help you to read through it and make notes. So as I look at this, any word that is highlighted, that is bold, I'm going to highlight that because it's important. Harmonic motion is any motion that is repetitive. Oh, that sounds like a definition to me. So you know what I'm going to do since that's a definition? I'm going to underline that. Harmonic motion is any motion that is repetitive. So that is a definition for me. Repetitive means it's doing the same thing over and over, and it is caused by a restoring force. I'm not sure if I'm sure what that is or not. Pendulums, bouncing springs, wheels, which are circular motion, waves and music, these are all harmonic motion. So I'm going to kind of circle all of this stuff, and then I'm going to write over here that these are examples of harmonic motion. Okay, examples. Again, you can use a highlighter, any way you like to do this, but color coding it and actually using some way to write on it while you're reading it is going to help you remember it. All right, now, if you look at the picture, don't just look at the pictures, and I'm going to erase this just so it's not in the way right now, but I want you to really consider what the pictures mean. So let's look at this first one. A pendulum swings, and it starts right here, and it swings this way, and then it comes back. So if you actually are using your pencil and moving your pencil the same way a pendulum would, or you could take your pencil and just kind of go back and forth like this, that is a way to use that picture and really understand what it's talking about. Now, I mentioned before restoring force. Oh, look, here we go again. A restoring force, we have it down here. So I think it's going to tell me what that is. Restoring force is a force that tries to return an object to equilibrium, which is a center resting position. And you know what? I'm going to do equilibrium is the center resting position because that's something I also want to know. If a pendulum is disturbed or moved, gravity, the restoring force, interesting, gravity is the restoring force. Gravity is the restoring force. The gravity pulls it back to center. Because it has too much momentum, it goes past the center and keeps going back and forth. What I've done now is actually read one section of this for understanding before I go to the back page. Now, if I can do the same for some other sections, but I want to show you, let's go to this part here, parts of harmonic motion. Here again we have 3 different things, in fact 4 different things if you consider amplitude, and these are all definitions. So you can highlight each word, read it, if you want to underline it as you read it, then period, if you want to underline it as you read that, frequency, underline that, amplitude, underline that. Oh, this is some interesting things I see in here. Some of these things I noticed some units, okay? So I want to kind of make a note of that too. I've got this unit here of a hertz, which is a cycle per second. Down in amplitudes, I see it can be measured in meters or centimeters or degrees. Period is length of time. So the units could be seconds or minutes. Then you notice that we have in the middle, we have the formula. And again, we have some units here. So seconds, hertz, seconds. Oh, wow, interesting. Those are seconds and those are seconds. Even though frequency is in hertz, which is how many cycles per second, A hertz is how many cycles there are in 1 second. Okay. Then if there's anything else you want to highlight about this, but keep in mind that you are going to be using this formula, so whatever would be helpful for you to focus on that, do that. Then we have some other things that you can look through, some of the math problems. Okay, don't just glance over those. If you need to, redo those with KUESS. You'll notice that it's giving you some information. Take out a sheet of paper if you need to and rewrite this using KUESS. Or, here's another idea. Write right there on the paper what the KUESS would be. What do you know? Okay, you know the frequency. Okay, so that would be K. Your unknown is the time. Your equation is right here. Okay, here's where you substitute and here's where you solve. So look at the sample that they have done for you and look to see how you would have solved this problem. Okay. Now some of these other examples up here, this is by itself. It takes 2 seconds for the pendulum to go from A to C and back to A. A to C is only a half a cycle, and it goes back from C to A. That's a half a cycle, so you have to put them both together for a full cycle. And then the graphic harmonic motion, again, you've got some definitions that you can mark, and then I would look at the graph. Now that you've done all that, now you can go to the back of the page and start answering the questions. If there's something you're not sure about, turn your paper back over. The answer's probably on the front. Hopefully this helps. Good luck, and y'all take care.